Hey everyone, I've been shooting with the Canon RF24mm F1.4 VCM for the past couple of weeks, and honestly, most budget 24mm lenses get the basics wrong right out of the gate. They're either soft in the corners at wide open, fall apart the second you breathe on the front element, or sound like a jet engine when the AF kicks in. This one fixes all three without asking you to remortgage your house. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First thing that jumps out is the build. It's got that classic Canon L series heft, metal barrel, weather-sealed gaskets, and a flooring coating on the front element that wipes clean in one swipe. I took it out in light drizzle last weekend and didn't worry once. The iris ring is a nice touch too. It's clickless for smooth video pulls, but it snaps into place when you need precise exposure without fumbling with the touchscreen. Autofocus is where this lens really shines. Canon's using a hybrid voice coil motor for the focus group and nano USM for the aperture, so it's whisper quiet and tracks faces in video without hunting. I ran it on my R5 in 4K 24p with continuous AF, and the only noise in the audio track was my own breathing. Focus breathing is minimal. Canon quotes 2.5% across the entire range, so you can rack focus without losing your shot composition. That's a game saver when you're pulling from a close-up to a wide in a single take. Optically, it's stunning. The air sphere coating knocks out flare and ghosting even when the sun's right behind the subject. I shot into the golden hour with the sun just peeking over my shoulder and the highlights stayed clean, no purple fringing. Sharpness is even across the frame, even at f/1.4 the corners are usable for portraits, and by f/2 you've got micro contrast that makes skin tones pop. I used it for a low-light interview last night at ISO 3200 on the R6, and the files were clean enough to grade without a ton of noise reduction. The 24mm focal length is versatile for everything from environmental portraits to tight vlogs. I mounted it on my gimbal for a cityscape timelapse and the perspective looked natural without the distortion you get from wider primes. Indoors it's wide enough to capture a whole room in one frame, yet the compression at f/1.4 gives you that nice background separation for headshots. If you're coming from a crop sensor setup, remember this is a full-frame lens, so the field of view is what you'd expect from a 24mm on a 35mm camera, no weird crop factors to worry about. One small thing I appreciate is the focus-by-wire override. Even though the manual focus ring is big and tactile, you can still nudge focus with the camera's rear dial if you're in a hurry. That saved me a few times when I needed a micro-adjust and didn't want to switch to magnified view. Now, it's not perfect. The lens is heavy, about 1.1 kilograms, so if you're hiking all day you'll feel it. Also, the price tag is definitely L series, so it's an investment. If you're just starting out or mostly shoot stills, you can get away with the RF24mm f/1.8 for a lot less. But if you're doing hybrid work, run and gun video, or need that extra stop of light and pro-grade durability, this lens earns its keep. Overall, the RF24mm f/1.4 VCM feels like the missing link between fast primes and cinema zooms. It's sharp, quiet, and built to last, and the coatings keep your footage looking clean even when the light gets tricky. If you've been holding out for a 24mm that can do stills and video without compromise, this one's worth the splurge. Check it out using the link below and let me know what you think in the comments. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Canon RF24mm F1.4 VCM sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like new 24mm L series hybrid lens featuring an iris ring for manual and nano USM is used for floating focus and a voice coil motor, VCM, actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off.